and we will get into NGB's top 5 games of 2015. At number 5, we've got Until Dawn.
Brilliant. Nice. It was the biggest surprise at number 5.
Yeah. I think we've said quite a lot in the biggest surprise video, but we'll just go over it again in terms of, the game. It's obviously you take on the role of a horror director rather than the characters within the game, and you kind of, direct your own horror movie, essentially.
Essentially, yeah, that's what it is. But you do grow a certain attachment to certain characters, and you will change your opinion on certain characters, as you said before as well. It's good and a surprise because it's essentially no one probably knew much about it, and then there's like people's word of mouth. Well, my word of mouth spread. It was because of me. No, I'm joking. And like that spread and people got interested in it, and I guess price drops helped. So I think a lot of people are playing it now because of that, and rightly so. It's a genuinely good game, and it's like people will turn their nose down it because it's like a teen horror type thing, but it knows what it's trying to be. It's not trying to be like a sophisticated horror movie. It knows exactly what it is, and it does exactly what it sets out to do, and it does it really fucking well.
Cool. And you've been punching your desk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Gary, have you got anything to add to Until Dawn?
Not really. Just if you've got a PS4, just buy it.
And you can flap over what's her name, Hayden Panettiere.
Panettiere, whatever her name is.
Fat.
Yeah.
We were doing so well.
If you've got a PS4, just buy it because you'll be surprised at how good it is. It's that's all I got to say really. Just buy it.
There you go. That's a solid endorsement right there. Okay, right. Moving on to number 4 in our Games of the Year 2015. I'm going to duck because it's Fallout 4.
Fuck off. Whoever voted for this, you're fired, by the way. After this, you're fired. You're fired.
So, yeah, I know that Asim obviously doesn't think it's the...
Asim loves it.
Asim doesn't necessarily think it's one of the best games.
I love it about as much as I love having my balls tweaked. Yeah, there you go.
Fair enough.
Oh, but that can be nice. Yeah, we had a few people vote for it, essentially due to things like the size of the world and the crafting that's been put in. And credit where credit's due, they have created like an enormous world, and by all accounts, it sounds like it's an interesting world to explore. It's just that obviously the technical aspects have really hindered your enjoyment of it more than other people have. I think that what they've done is they've done what you said you were pissed off at, where people will overlook the technical issues to see past and just see the game as the beast that they've tried to make it, rather than...
No, fair play. I think you said Nick and Charles voted for it.
Yeah,
right?
And Deb as well.
If they enjoyed it, then fair enough. If they enjoyed it, they enjoyed it. I can see its plus points, but someone who expects a bit more coming into the new consoles, I expected an improvement on certain mechanics and not the technical issues that were essentially plagued with Skyrim and kind of plagued the previous Fallout games as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
But this is a celebration because it's a number 4, so I'll let you talk positively about it and let you say what Charles and Nick and everyone said about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Charles essentially, as I say, he kind of went into the just pull his email up. Like Deb kind of mentioned, about how Fallout 4 was this huge expanse of everything that was, it was there before, but they've obviously expanded on it. Just get the actual text up. Sorry, bear with me. This is terrible podcasting.
It's all right. I'll wait. It's all right. I'll wait.
So yeah, she said, that Deb was saying that she loves to pull out each experience as much as possible, and just wanted to explore the game in terms of as much as she could. Whether it was taking crafting a massive settlement, or just to walk along the wasteland with Dogmeat, the companion. It was just one of those games, and it was the styling of it, like that kind of retro.
I like that actually. I do like that part of it. I like the whole quirky Pip-Boy stuff where you're upgrading stuff. I do like that as well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and I do see the point she made about the settlements as well. That is actually one of the most interesting parts of the game.
Yeah.
And arguably one of the best new mechanics in the game. So yeah, I can see where she's coming from. I can see it.
Yeah, and I mean, and Charles has put, it certainly has its flaws, but before that's a cracking game. Other sandbox titles have to look at how Bethesda have given you a game that can just lose yourself in. I think it's one of those things where you've just got that huge, enormous world, and that's the thing that people have just fallen into. And again, like Nick's essentially said the same thing, where you've got this huge, enormous expanse, and it's just they're able to see past the technical issues where, obviously, as we've said, it's hindered your enjoyment to the point where it's almost game breaking. And
yeah,
it's fine, like people can see past it, and people have spent weeks already in Fallout 4. They've spent so much time in the game, and it's our number 4 because of that. We've got people on the team that really, really enjoy the game, and they love it.
And we've got people on the team that are not going to be part of the team next year because of it. No, I'm joking.
Oh, ruling with an iron fist.
Yeah.
Number 3 on our list is one that I was definitely looking forward to this year, and that is Batman Arkham Knight.
Awesome.
I think we're all in agreement that it's got problems, but fucking hell, it's good.
It is. Well, I'm a huge Batman fan in anyway, so it was always going to be in my top 5. I think it was my number 2. Like people will say, oh, the Batmobile stuff wasn't great, and yeah, they kind of overused it a bit, and it did get a bit tedious towards the end. But that, in spite of that, the game is still so fucking good. It's like their catchphrase was "Be the Batman," and as cliche as it sounds, you are the fucking Batman.
Yeah.
It's like this is the Batman simulator. Simple as that. It's this. Yeah, that's what it is. Whether that gliding across, Gotham City, and looking upon like the little mini universe Rocksteady have created. It's just like every time I did it, I was like, you know what, this is fucking great. And then the story as well, the way, probably slight spoilers if you haven't played it, but the way they've integrated the Joker into it, and Scarecrow and all them lot, and just the last couple of hours of it are just so fucking good as well. The way it just kind of wraps up, and what's going on, it plays with your head, and it's so good. And I had a proper fist pump moment, towards the end, where Batman where Batman saves Barbara when she's falling down. I was like, yes, fuck yes. And then there's some epic music playing in the background. It's like, yes, this is it. They've nailed what it means to be Batman and what Batman is all about. It's so good, really good.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Like it's one of the only games where I'll kind of sit there and go, you know what, I'm just going to dip into the extra stuff to the point where I'm just going to sink hours and hours into it.
The fact that we got back from E3, and I had a copy waiting, and I was jet lagged. I got back. The first thing I did was play Batman Arkham Knight. That's what I did, and I played it for 3 days straight, literally till 5, 6 in the morning sometimes. So good, so good.
Yes, phenomenal game.
I was on my honeymoon. They delayed the game, and it came out 3 days after I got married, and I was pissed. I was genuinely pissed off that I was going to go away on the best holiday of my life and not play Batman. That's how much this game meant to me before it came out.
Should have taken your PS4 with you, mate.
I'd have been divorced by the time I got back.
It would have been worth it, though, wouldn't it?
Well, she might listen to this podcast, so you don't want to say
Actually,
anything.
no, it's not worth it.
But the thing is, the PC version was a fucking mess, and there's no doubt about that.
I played the PS4 version, so
totally. The fact that they've pulled it and all the rest of it, there's a lot of bullshit that's gone around this game, but when you get to play the game,
it's amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah, really good.
As a package, if you like, I love Batman. I'm not as hardcore as Asim on Batman, but I love him as a character, and the sort of world they've created alongside like the story. It's phenomenal. I actually voted it as my number one, just because as a package, and obviously Rocksteady, it's their last game in the trilogy. Yeah, maybe the Batmobile stuff is a little bit overused, but I personally didn't have that big of an issue with it. But yeah, I just loved playing it from start to finish, and I just couldn't stop playing it. Even after I finished the story, I was just going back.
Yeah, went back for extra stuff as well. Yeah.
It's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
Polished as hell on the PS.
Yeah,
and that's one of the strange things where like I just can't understand how it was such a mess on the PC, but it's
different people doing it, right?
I mean, it was a small studio doing the port, so it's. I mean, there's another discussion to be had there. That's yeah. Let's not get into that now.
We're being positive.
It's the positive sides of things.
Amazing game.
It is, and like you say, you've got that. You've got that feeling of like being the Batman.
Yeah, that's exactly what makes it so special.
And Rocksteady just tap into what makes Batman, and they realize that it's not only the Batman himself, it's the characters around him, the villains around him, like his rogue gallery that makes him the Batman.
Yeah, and
the Joker is a key part of that, and they've put him in the game, and he still stands out, even though he's not front and center, he still stands out. And
the way that they did that was fucking genius.
And those last 2 hours where all that stuff is going on, I won't get into it, but it's just so good. It's
amazing.
Literally my heart was pounding. I was like, shit, what's going on here? This is amazing. Brilliant.
I'll just say, like, without getting into spoilers, the bit with the statues was
phenomenal.
Yeah,
it was so good,
incredible.
Creepy.
Yeah. So I mean, there you go. Arkham Knight is our third best game of the year, and it's thoroughly deserved. Our number 2 on our list of games of the year for 2015 is one that I honestly, a month ago, if you'd have said, is that going to be in your list, I probably would have said no. And that's Life is Strange.
Incredible.
It's not one that we'd reviewed for the site. It didn't get picked up, and it was one of those things where it just kind of
drifted by, really.
Most of us by. I think it was going the whole the episodes when they were originally released, 1 and 2. I played them, and then there was a period when they were releasing 3, 4, and 5, where it got into a busy period again. Yeah,
and we were doing a lot of other stuff, and I knew I would go back to it at some point, but I kind of parked it there. But that's what's good, because it's an episodic game, so you can literally just kind of flow back into it. Because it does that recap, and your choices do get saved, and that's the nature of the that beast. For instance, episodic games. That's what they're there for. And yeah, we all finished it recently, and we were all kind of like talking, like pretty much all of us in the team finished it recently.
Yeah.
And episodes 3, 4 are just so fucking good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's just some of the choices you have to make. Like I've said to you guys numerous times. I literally. In one of them in episode 3, I literally had to put my pad down, and I was like, I can't do this. I literally cannot do this. And Robin wrote an amazing piece on the site saying how they've out Telltale at what they're essentially doing. Like Telltale have got into I want to say a rut, but they've basically got a copy and paste kind of formula where they just paste other franchises onto it. Yeah, they go probably above and beyond with a few of them, like Wolf Among Us and Borderlands, maybe, which I haven't played. And The Walking Dead, obviously, but in essence, Life is Strange captures what Telltale should be doing. They should be putting a unique spin on each of these games they're doing, rather than copy and paste formula.
Yeah.
The choices here are, even the most minuscule of choices has an effect on what's going to happen forward. And even though you've got that rewind power, that doesn't make it, easy to make a choice still, because you can still rewind and it will still play with your head. Like you'll get Max talking, talking in your head, saying to you, "Oh, maybe I'm not sure about that still," and it will kind of play on your head, like, "Oh shit, have I just gone back and made the wrong choice? Should I just go kind of rewind back the choice again?" And it's beautiful the way it plays with you like that. And it also touches upon like certain, I guess, taboo topics as well. Like, you know, it kind of brings you back into that place of being at high school, even though there are cliches, and there is a bit of flawed logic here and there in terms of, you know, where the story goes and kind of what happens. But again, kind of like Batman's Batmobile stuff. In spite of that, the game it just draws you in, and like no other game like this has drawn me into the main characters as much. And the end of episode 4, again, no spoilers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Literally, what the fuck is going on here? And yeah, and even the choice in the last episode, I was like, I can't do this. I literally cannot do this. This is I can't. I literally can't comprehend doing it. But you have to pick one, obviously. And yeah, this is a phenomenal game. It is it's the best episodic game, like this type of game that I've played, and I've been attached to so much. And it's there's moments throughout that people will, you know, latch onto, and you know it will stick in their mind. But yeah, I mean, it starts off slowly. I will say that episode 1 and 2 start off kind of slowly, and it builds up, and there's a crescendo, and it's just like it just keeps on going. And it delivers. Fantastic. To be honest, like you, Ben, I didn't see it being in my top 5, let alone you know even being as a consideration. But after I finished it, I was like, I can't not have it in my top 5.
Yeah, and I completely agree. Like everything about that game it's just so good, and it again, it's one that touches on a lot of issues that you probably wouldn't expect to see in a game, but they do it with such class and such style that, you know, everyone's going to take something different from it. I mean, I've sort of documented on the site issues that I've had in terms of health and, you know, mental health and things like that, and the way that it deals with issues that, you know, are quite close to me personally, it was a really refreshing change to have a legitimate discussion within a video game. And there was a point where, you know, you could check a medicine cabinet and see something that's prescribed to one of the main characters. Like, they don't mention it in the game. They never draw attention to it. But it's one of those things that you could look at and go, oh yeah, that kind of explains something. Like, if you know what's in that cupboard, if you know what's in that specific bottle, you can.
There's some generally touching moments as well. There's like, you know, this is probably a slight spoiler. I don't know. Like, we're not talking about the Game of the Year stuff here, so there's probably gonna be a little bit of stuff that, you know, that we are going to touch upon. But the moment where Chloe and Max are kind of breaking into the school and going to the swimming pool, and, you know, it's kind of a touching kind of friendship moment going on there. You know what I mean? It's just and it's not, you know, fast paced action. It's just it's a change of pace to what we're usually used to in the gaming industry, I guess, and like the kind of games that come out. And it kind of it just all makes sense within the world of Life is Strange and like what's happening there. Wonderful game, wonderful game. And this comes from a developer whose previous game was kind of it was a decent game. Like, Remember Me?
Yeah.
They did, and yeah, funnily enough, like time was a big factor in that as well. So they're kind of obviously, you know, still stuck with that, and it's, you know, they've just knocked it out of the park completely.
Yeah, and I think that the biggest testament to this game is that it was, I think it was about a week and a bit ago, I sort of sat down and I said, you know what, I was sat in the living room, so I fired up the PlayStation TV. I thought, Life is Strange, I can play that on there. There's no necessarily, you know, time specific moments that will be affected by lag or anything like that. I'll put it in and I'll give that a go. And I just said to my wife, look, I'm just going to play this. Is that all right? And she just went, yeah, fine, whatever. And she sat on the sofa, and we didn't turn it off for 6 hours. We mainlined episodes 3, 4, and 5, and we ended up playing it together.
Yeah, it's one of those games you can play together as well. Yeah, it is.
And she hates games. She hates video games. She'll never get into them. You know, she's adamant that she'll never get into them. But she was well on board with Life is Strange. And it became our game, that they became our decisions. And the fact that it's a story that can breach gaming, it's a beautiful game. It really is. And there isn't really much else to say, and it was incredibly tight between this and
it really was. So yeah, just like you said, it was really tight. I wouldn't have begrudged it if it got to number one, to be honest. We were talking about it and we wouldn't have. It was wonderful. It's if it was number one in our top 10, it would have deserved it 100%.
Yeah. And speaking of number one, I'll reveal that in a second, but let's be honest, we all know what it is. I'll just do a quick rundown of the top 10, starting at number 10 with Rocket League. And we've got Everybody's Gone to the Rapture at number 9, Bloodborne's number 8, number 7 is PES 2016, number 6 is The Witcher 3, number 5 is Until Dawn, number 4 is Fallout 4, number 3 is Batman Arkham Knight, number 2, Life is Strange, and at number 1, unsurprisingly, is Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain.
In the face, take him down.
Yeah.
I don't really think there's much more that we can say about this game than we haven't already. I mean,
we've talked about it forever, it seems. But it does deserve to be talked about again because it is a phenomenal game.
Yes.
It's obviously, with the stuff now that's happening with Kojima, it seems, quotation mark, that it's going to be his last Metal Gear game unless Sony somehow managed to pull out a deal with Konami somewhere. And what a way to sign off. What a way to sign off. I think I said in my written text that I provided you with, Ben, I was like, you know what? I even enjoyed the story. I've enjoyed the story. I really did.
Yeah.
Like people were saying it's unfinished and whatnot, but I can only judge what I played, and I've still really enjoyed the story. There was probably a missing bit. Yeah, cool. It was a bit on like nuclear stuff. Would it really affect the story that much? Probably not. Yeah. But the gameplay and the emotions it brings out of you, being a Metal Gear fan, someone that's followed its from its beginnings to its end essentially now. It's just the gameplay's so intricate, so deep. This stealth is still the core, but I think the way I describe it to people is like if you can think it and like you want to do it, you can actually do it in Metal Gear.
Yeah.
That's how it is. It's got like things work like clockwork. Like we talked about it when I reviewed Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and I was like, there's something that seems that's very pantomime-esque about it, and it's very it seems like someone's pulling the wool over your eyes, and like you've kind of broken it apart almost.
Yeah. And
it just falls apart at the seams. Whereas Metal Gear, it just everything's ties into one another brilliantly. One system talks to the next system, talks to the other systems. So if if a guard can see you, and like you're in their sight, he'll see you. It's all naturally done. It just all comes together so nice. And there's moments in the game it's just like you have to. It just takes your breath away. Like I'm not going to talk about spoilers because I think Metal Gear is one that still people will be sensitive about. But there's moments in the game where it will just take your breath away. And those last, again, that last hour or so, it's captivating.
Yeah.
It's just kind of wrapping everything up and it's revealing the twist, so to speak. And the music's playing and all that sort of stuff. And it's just like, wow. This is, I remember, I'm going to hark back to when I went to the review event to play it, being one of the first people outside of Konami to finish it. It was just like me with Steve Merritt, who's a Konami PR, just sitting there watching me play for the last hour or so. And we were both just sat there with our jaws like on the floor. Like, what is going on here? This game, wow. I could talk about how good it is for years if you want me to. With this podcast.
I mean, I don't want you to because, we've only got so much time. But it's just the game that I think all Metal Gear fans have been waiting for. There is no other game that has had this much of an impact, like on me personally, really. Where you've got like, you just look at it and you go, okay, can I do this? Oh yeah, I can. Like, can I try this? Oh yeah, I can do that as well. Like there's There are problems with it. Like, I'm not gonna gloss over that. Like the whole chapter 2 stuff, I'm not a fan. Like, I really, the more I think about it after the fact, the more I just think, you know what? Why am I being forced to do the same thing over and over again that I've already done? Like, personally, I don't believe that was exactly how Kojima wanted that second chapter to go. But I think they were probably constrained by time, constrained by money, and everything else. But that's speculation. We can talk about that forever.
Yeah.
But for what it is, and the way that once you get past those issues where you have those problematic repeat missions, when you get to the new stuff in chapter 2, it's great. Like, you get to the missions with certain characters that have been introduced, and you just go like, fucking hell, this is great. Obviously, there's problems with some of the character design. I still can't quite get over the fact that he thought it would be a good idea to have a character with massive knockers as this as this badass military sniper.
Hey, Kojima's a perv, man.
But like, all issues aside, even if you look at this on a mechanical level, that game is second to none. Like, you cannot find another game that will let you do what you want to do in this game the way you want to do it. Like, you can I think I said to somebody, what is there another game where you can get on a horse, command it to take a shit in the middle of the road, as a jeep comes around the corner, that jeep spins out, hits a rock, knocks everybody in the jeep out, you run behind it, you attach a balloon to the back of it, that then goes back to your base, that you can then call in and drop that jeep in the middle of an enemy base, and then you can take out everybody in that base, jump in the jeep and drive off.
No, the answer is no.
No. I know that's an incredibly specific thing to Metal Gear, but you can play this game however you want. There's a mission later on where it's the extreme. There's an extreme one where I think you've got to take out the satellites, and the easiest way to do it with an S rank is you just stay in the helicopter. You don't even have to get out. You can attach yourself, you can get on the machine gun at the side of it, blow everything up, and then fly away. If you want to do it stealthily, you can do, but it'll take you about 25 minutes. You can do that way in about 30 seconds. No matter what you want to do in that game, you can do it, and that's before you even get to the story. There is nothing else like it, and it's just such a fantastic game.
Incredibly polished at the same time.
Yes.
I can't remember me finding any technical bugs or issues with it, to be honest.
Nope, same here.
It was, and I finished it twice. This is the game I played the most this year. I put 140, 150 hours into it. That's including obviously when I played it for review as well. Then I finished it again and got all S ranks and stuff. And yeah, the different paths and the way you can tackle stuff is just amazing. It's Metal Gear as you know it, well, open, more intricate and deeper than before. And it's the game that I think I said that Kojima probably wanted to make all this time, but hasn't had the tech and kind of I guess backing to do it. And now he has, and he's moved on, which is a shame. But he's left us with a game that is now the benchmark for the genre going forward. It's probably not an exaggeration to say it's ruined all other similar games for me now. If it wasn't for this, Assassin's Creed Syndicate probably would have maybe got a higher score, but this game does exist now and it is the benchmark. But that's just incredible. That's what every game in the genre should at least choose to achieve from now on, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just so good. It's just I want to play it again now.
Same.
It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful, and fully deserved. It would be game of the year any other year probably as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's that good. It's that damn good.
Cool. Gary, I know you've not yet finished the Phantom Pain.
Right.
Have you kind of gotten any further with it? Because I know the last time we spoke, you'd not really gotten too far along.
Not really. But if I would have played a lot more, to be honest, that would definitely be my number 1 or 2 at least. Because from what I have played, it's phenomenal. And I did sort of an hour about putting it in in my sort of top 5. But then I thought it's a bit wrong on the other games that I've have played a lot more of. So I thought it was only fair that I didn't. But I can totally see why you guys would put it that high up. Because it is a special game. And even like I've only played a little bit, like I say, even what I have played, it sort of blew me away just how sort of polished and how good it was generally. So
pretty much all of us voted for it, right? Am I right in saying that?
I think that was it got number 1 on 3 people's lists.
Okay.
Which just goes to show the quality.
Yeah.
It is an exceptional game. There is no other way of putting it, and I think that really, if you want to know any more thoughts on Metal Gear, because we've not just gushed over it enough. There's a few podcasts, back when we did a spoiler cast and the video review on YouTube as well. Essentially has me and Asim gushing for hours, I think, over Metal Gear Solid 5, and ultimately, there was no doubt in my mind that this was going to be my number 1 game of the year, and I'm kind of pleased that it's the site's number 1 game of the year, if I'm honest.
It deserves it.
It does. As I've said, from a purely mechanical point of view, there is no better game this year. From a story point of view, if you're a Metal Gear fan, there is no other game this year that's any better. And in terms of the gameplay, I don't think there's a better game this year either. So Metal Gear Solid 5 is our game of the year.